What's up, babe, and everybody else, and welcome back to the Founder Academy. I am Mark, the FUT Founder, and this is, episode 6 or 7 like that? Oh my god, we got to get to like the double digits pretty quickly here, guys. Yeah, if you are new to the channel, if you could hit a like down below or hit a subscribe to the channel, whatever it is down below, greatly appreciated. Every like helps. I appreciate all the support you guys have given me. And any of you guys that are commenting down below, you guys are the best. You guys are the loyal fan base that have kept this channel alive for a really long time, so I appreciate you guys sticking with me. This is the new ball that I actually picked up. It's the Premier League ball. I think this is a gorgeous ball. They did such a great job with it. What is your guys' favorite ball? Are you guys Nike fans? Are you Adidas fans? Obviously, I'm a big Nike supporter, but I just love the technology that they put in these things. I always pick up one. I always have one kind of in my office area, and then I've got a couple that I'll take out and just kind of knock around the field and stuff like that. But I'm interested to know what kind of, if you guys actually even own like a footy, like actually a soccer ball, and like what kind of brand you guys like. What would you go buy? Are you Adidas fans? Do you just pick up a no-name ball? Do you even care? I don't know. Just something to talk about. Put that down below in the comments, guys. Anyway, so what we are talking about, it is the end of the Future Stars promotion. So I actually have the game open on this side. Not that you guys are watching this, but I just have it. And the funny thing is, I don't really have a whole lot to say about the Future Stars promotion. Excuse me. I have a couple guys in my squad. Not even in my squad, in my club. I just haven't really been that like impressed, to be totally honest with you. The only card that's actually in my squad right now is Vitinha. And the only reason Vitinha's in there, I'm not even a huge Vitinha fan. I just needed I needed a PSG, excuse me. I just needed a PSG player to go into my squad because we had so much PSG and I just needed it for chemistry purposes. I needed a midfielder, and he's been really, really good. But other than that, like, there's no cards that are actually even in here. We have that Vanderson card. He's not even going to get a sniff on my team. And let's see who else I've got actually sitting in my club. Oh, and the game froze. Whole other conversation right there. This game freezes all the time when I'm changing between like the club menus. I don't know if that happens with you guys, but it happens to me all the time. And this game friggin' freezes all the damn time. So I have to like restart. The only good thing about that is that like in this year's version, especially at the PS5, it's actually really quick to load up. Do you guys remember in like some of the older FIFAs, like even a couple years ago, it took so long. There were so many like flat or splash screens. It took forever for this game to load up. So now it's like really quick to get into it, but it doesn't mean that I want the game to freeze. So it happens every once in a while. It's very frustrating. I hate the fact that this game freezes. But anyway, Future Stars promotion, very unimpressed with it. The only two guys that I actually like wanted from Future Stars aren't even in this year's Future Stars. One was Garnacho, who I don't even know if is in FIFA, to be honest with you. I don't know if he's in the database yet. I'm sure he's in like the career mode, but I don't know if he's actually in Ultimate Team. If he is, they definitely are just waiting until next year. But like, he's a card that I definitely would like to get. The other one is Kobe Mainu, and he's probably about 2 years out from being in Future Stars, unless they just start playing him like a madman, which I doubt. But obviously, I'm a United guy. Those are the two cards that I want. But there's no one really in this year's Future Stars that I was even at all interested in. Like, I packed a few of them. And just, yeah, there's just nothing of real interest to me, to be totally honest with you. I lost my connection with the EA server. What is going on here? I can't even get into the game right now. Oh, there it goes. You are up to date with the latest content updates. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Anyway, there's a couple cards that I packed. A couple that I've done from an SBC. I did the... Who's that left wing? I did that Taram SBC. He's just, I mean, I only did him because we had some fodder and stuff like that sitting in the club. So we have Vanderson, we have Vitinha, we have the Taram. But like, I had no interest in grinding out like the Gordon, for example. Like, I have no interest in him at all. We have Fabio Carvalho, who we ended up packing, who's very, very average, to be totally honest with you. Joe Willock we got in a pack. Riquelme, we did that SBC. He's been fine. You guys are seeing him in this video, but he hasn't been like overly impressive. Ravella, we've started grinding just for something to do. That's an offline objective. just because I can't bring myself to like play some of the online stuff. Like I have no interest in grinding out some of those online ones. Burkhardt, never going to use. Singo, we already have Toljan as a right back in the Serie A squad, so like Singo will probably not get a whole lot of playing time. Thuram, like I mentioned. Badiashile, we ended up packing. He's just going to go into like an EPL team, and then we've got like the base Gordon and base Ravella. So like overall there just hasn't really been too much. Like there's the guy from Bayern Munich is like 1.7 million, and it's like I'm not gonna go get him. I have no interest in get him. The only card that I like would have even remote interest in is Gavi, and I'm not gonna pay 600k for a card that I don't really like need. He doesn't really, I don't want to say he doesn't fit in the squad, but he just doesn't really, I don't know, he's not gonna displace any of the players that I have already. Like I've already got 4 Team of the Year cards, right? We've got Hakimi, we've got Messi, we've got Modric, and we've got Eder Militao. Plus I've got 2 prime icons in Puskas and Eto'o. Then we've got Vitinha. Then I got 2 honorable mentions, Bremer and Maignan. And then I actually ended up packing Mbappe. Not like a special Mbappe, just the base version. But we got him in those special packs that they released, those 84 plus by 11s. I got him in one of those. He was in the pack. So Mbappe is like the new Ronaldo. Like it used to be Ronaldo. Right? If you're playing FIFA at any level of competitiveness, like whether you're trying to be an esport, like in a pro FIFA player, or if you're just playing like Division 1 or the Elite Division or whatever, you had to have Ronaldo in it. Now Mbappe's that guy. And it's not even because Mbappe is like, I don't want to say the best card in the game, because he probably is the best card in the game, but I don't think he's like the best card for everyone. I just think he's like a cheat code because anybody can use him. That's why you see him so frequently. Like I'm a big Messi fan. I love having Messi. His base card version is a little slow just because he's gotten older and he just doesn't have the stamina. But when you get this jacked up Messi, he's the best card in the game to me. Like he's better than Mbappe. And I know that's like controversial take, but to me, the Team of the Year Messi, like I pack the best card in the entire game, in my personal opinion, for me, because I can use him. But you have to be like a left stick dribbler and not be a pace whore. But this year, like the reason that people want Mbappe, and the reason that Mbappe is literally the only gold card that you can actually still use in a squad, even though I have 2, I have Theo Hernandez, but like Theo Hernandez I probably need to upgrade. Mbappe is the only gold card that has any value that's not like discard value, because people just discard every other one or they use him as like fodder. But Mbappe is actually worth 800k because you can still use the gold card, because he's like Ronaldo. Ronaldo was a card which is why I say he's the new Ronaldo, because he's big, he's strong, and he's fast. He can score goals, right? So that's all you need for cards that any bozo in the world can use, right? And I don't mean that if you use him, you're a bozo. I mean that any bozo could use it. You put that guy in anybody's team and he'll score goals because it does the work for you. He's big and he's strong, so he holds off guys. You can screw up and he'll bounce off of people because he's big and he's strong, but he's rapid and he can shoot. So if you can just figure out how to dump balls over top or just run down the sideline like an idiot, like a mindless idiot, that's all you need, right? And that's my biggest issue with FIFA this year is they brought back abuse, like sideline abuse, just running down the wing. Because every moron in the world that I've played that has no skill at all, they try to go up the middle, they can't do it. So all they do is they pound it over to the wing, and they get it to Mbappe or they get it to Jairzinho or someone, and they just keep running down the wing. That's the reason that wing play is in the game again this year, because they say that they tried to make tackling manual, but all they've really done is, because tackling right now is so 50-50, literally if like this is you and this is your opponent coming at you with the ball, they bounce and it's like you go into a tackle and it's 50-50 who comes away with it. So half the time the opponent just hits you or warps, or your player falls over, or they just miss the tackle, and the other half they'll actually tackle and the striker will fall over or the winger will fall over. But 50-50 is a pretty good shot, right? It's a pretty good percentage. So if you went up the middle, even if you missed that tackle, there's so many defenders buzzing around you like bees that you'll get 3 or 4 cracks at it. So what do guys do? They just throw it out to the wing to Jairzinho. They just bomb down the wing, and even if they just run right past them, even if the guy's in front of them, they'll bounce off of them or they'll warp through a tackle. Like, how many times have you guys actually gone and just seen this? The player just run by, or your player swing around, and they swing, and next thing you know, they're running, they're trying to play catch up. right? Or the worst one is when they actually like do some weird animation that's like this or something like that. Like the ball just like goes through their legs and Jairzinho just goes running down the wing. And there's no skill. They just sprint down the wing as fast as they can like a moron. And then they just hit driven pass without even looking, and it just automatically finds some attacker and the guy just smashes it into your empty net. And you're just standing there like, how do you defend that? Because there's no skill involved in it. It's literally run as fast as you can down the wing and then just smash it across goal. Or just hit X and it just finds the attackers. And you're standing there trying to like work the ball forward and like play intelligent and play these tiki-taka little like dribbles in tight areas and actually work opportunities like what you guys are seeing right here. And there's just auto blocks and just mindless nonsense. And then the guy just bombs the ball up the field and then just sprints down the wing and smashes it across goal and he's up 1-0. And you're just standing there like what did I just see? Like what did I just watch? Like the amount of times that's happened to me in this year's game, and very rarely am I actually like losing, but it's still the goals that I'm conceding to a lot of these players are just like the most idiotic goals because there's no skill involved in it. I don't mind losing, but like I just can't stand the way you'll lose like 2-1. Like the guy could have 2 shots and it's literally like that. So like when you look at my goals, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back here, but if you look at the goals that I'm scoring, I'm trying to work the ball forward and maneuver in tight little areas. And like, sure, guys, I'll be the first person to admit it. I get lucky bounces, right? I get lucky bounces here and there. That happens. It's not like I'm immune to FIFA's nonsense. But when someone literally all they do is they just force the ball out to the wing and then run down the sideline, it's infuriating. Do you know how many times I've started games where I literally have to switch as soon as kickoff happens? I'm switching over to the winger to just try to move my player in front of his winger so he just can't, like right off kickoff, I know he's going to just dump the ball down the wing. Kicks it off and just dumps the ball down the wing and it bends some through ball in behind my defender or something like that. Like right off kickoff, you could move your entire team in a row so they're all standing there, like literally off kickoff, like just waiting. And the guy will kick the ball and then just dump it into the corner, and the only player that goes running through is Jairzinho. Stupid fucking Jairzinho just goes running in behind, and you can't stop it. And it's just infuriating because like it's just so mind-numbing. And there's been a couple times, and I go 10-0 in this run, by the way, guys. Like, remember my last video or the video before it when we did the FUT Champs run, and I was like, I lost 7 in a row. So for those of you that are still kind of like doubters whether morale exists, morale clearly exists here. Like, look, I know I'm not playing the highest quality opponents all the time, but like my team was playing heroically with the exception of that idiotic defending right there, which is what I was talking about, 50-50 challenges. But my players were playing top quality. There were some good opponents that I played in this run, but my guys were just playing like heroes, and I won every game. The tight games, the rage quits, all of them. My guys were just playing really good because they were playing on full morale. I made sure that I got all those games out of the way. These guys are stopping on a dime. They're accelerating. They're sprinting. They're finishing their dinner like that. Like everything that I was doing, these guys, I couldn't ask for the team to play any better than they were in this 10-game run. And it's not because I won. I won because of how they were playing. So don't get that confused. They're not playing good because I won. I won because they're playing good. Right? So like look at the way Messi's turning on a dime, right? So catching guys that are just flying past you, they just come sprinting in, but you've got the highest skilled dribbler in the entire game, and he can dribble in a phone booth, right? So we're doing these tight little turns, these tight little wiggles through space, and next thing you know, right, we're scoring goals and we're at least creating opportunities. We're getting a penalty kick or something like that. And we're winning games, right? We're causing rage quits. So this team is playing on full morale and they're playing great. The issue that I've had, and you see it a couple times in this run, and I think it happened in one of the earlier games. Also, I would have pointed it out, or I should have pointed it out. But we essentially played against a guy, and I wonder why I cut out the start of that game. But we played against a guy. Look at that! Oh my God! Talk about swinging. The guy literally just goes around him like that. Yeah, we played against a guy and we ended up winning 3-1. So the issue that I've been having with this year's game, one of the biggest issues, is that this year the tactic abuse is so bad. And it's been awful for years, but it's so bad this year. There's been so many times this year where I'm like, let's say I'm up 3-0 or my opponent's up 3-0. But we'll talk about it as if like I'm winning. So I'm winning 3-0. and you're rolling. Your team's playing good. You're attacking. There's a flow to your game like this. Like you're playing offensively very well. And then all of a sudden, the guy pauses the game, or at the start of the game, or at the start of the next kickoff, he's not kicking off. Because you know what he's doing? He's adjusting the game's tactics so that he can abuse the game mechanics. And that's all he's doing. So as soon as I see a guy kind of like stop playing for about a second, I know that there's problems that are going to happen, right? The guy's stopping it so he can abuse game mechanics. I'm up 3-0. I was rolling against that guy. I think it was one of the first games, and all of a sudden, as soon as he changed his mechanics, he went ultra attacking, constant pressure, and pushed all his guys up the field. Now my players can't make a pass. They're hiding behind defenders. They're standing around. So now all I'm doing for the second half is going ultra defensive and literally just trying to hold the ball. Because attacking is done at this point. There's no attacking because the game sliders have dropped so far with this guy abusing his game tactics. It's not his fault. It's just the way the game is so awfully is not a word, terribly programmed. It's just an awful game, and it's the same game code that they took from last year. But as soon as that guy says, I'm down 3-0, I'm going to go ultra constant pressure, your team's sliders fall so far through the floor that you can't even attack anymore. You have to just hold on. And then the guy gets mad that I'm just holding on possession. He says, oh, you're just playing anti-football and you're toxic and you're negative and you're not playing aggressive. Dude, you know what I'm doing? I'm just trying to hold the ball so my players don't force the ball to you and cause turnovers and I lose the game 4-3, which I shouldn't. So now I'm literally just trying to hold possession, literally just survive. That's all you're doing. You're not even playing your opponent at this point. You're playing against a computer and you're just trying to survive. That's it. That was all I was doing in those last couple of games, is literally just holding the ball and trying not to get scored on, because that's all you can do. Your opponents won't or your players won't attack. Eto'o, Messi, Puskas, as soon as they get the ball, they're going to get stuck in mud. They won't accelerate. They'll stand there and they'll do that run in place before they get going, and the defender will just come and smash them, and then they'll ragdoll over and they'll fall over, and you can't get any attack going. So what do? Just hold the ball in the midfield. Pass it up to the striker. Try to work it up slowly. But if you think that there's too high a risk of a pass, like if you look at your striker and he goes running in behind an offside position, you got to turn back and you got to pass it laterally and play side to side. And it's awful and it's boring. And I get it. It's frustrating for your opponent. But that's what you have to do, because now I'm fighting the game. That's all I'm doing, is just trying to hold on, right? So anyway, that's been my issue with this game for years and years and years, and it's causing me to not want to play it. Like, I went on today, I looked at the content, I did the 84x5 pack or whatever it is, literally got 484s, and I was just like, there's nothing to play on the game. I don't want to play it because there's nothing to play. Like, I get anxiety just looking at FUT Champs. I don't even want to touch it, because the idea of playing 20 games of that awful game mode and just watching people do exactly what I just said, which is as soon as you score, they just go ultra constant attack, press, like up the field, and you're just trying to hold on for 70 minutes because you're up 1-0, or the guy just scores 2 goals and then he's trying to hold on. Like, it is just such an awful game mode, because it's full of people that know how to abuse the game's tactics. That's all it is, and you don't want to play it. You don't want to touch it because it's so terrible. So you don't want to do that. Division Rivals is very unrewarding. Ironically, the awards come out today, I think, but like, it's very unrewarding. I don't even really want to play that. And the friendlies are terrible, because the friendlies are just like all these stupid mystery ball and no rules and max chemistry and stuff like that. Like, I don't even go near friendlies because the rewards aren't worth it. So like, the idea of even playing FUT Champs, you don't even get any of the promo cards. You get like red team of the week. So like, I don't know any of those team of the weeks because they're all so obtainable. I can't name a single team of the week that would break into my squad right now. Like, even if I got who's the most desirable team of the week this week? Like Cristiano Ronaldo, like the CR7 version where he's like playing in Saudi Arabia. If I got a red version of that, he doesn't even get in this team. Like, he's not even on my bench. He's probably going on the reserve squad. Like, that's how bad it is. So who's playing 20 games of Weekend League to try to get that? Maybe as a trophy to just sit on their bench, but that's about it. Anyway, I know I'm complaining a lot, guys. I apologize. Maybe it's just because it's been a long week for me. I don't know. But like, this has been a 10-0 run. I go 10-0 in this whole like division rivals run, and it's got to be the most unrewarding 10-0 I've ever had. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's absolutely nuts. We had so much fodder though, guys. We packed Mbappe. We like this is the last week actually. This shows you like I packed Mbappe. I packed Kevin De Bruyne, the 91. I packed 91 Lewandowski twice, and I packed Karim Benzema. And then there's nothing for me to put him in. So like I don't know if I'm just gonna hold on to these guys for team of the year or what I'm gonna do with them. I don't know. Right now there's just nothing to really play. Like you're just going in and kind of playing for the sake of playing FIFA, which look, in all fairness, you probably just should. Like I've been the biggest advocate of just playing this game casually, but a lot of people want to play it to earn something, to win something, and just, you know, even if you get like a totally jacked up team and you got like, you know, Ruud Gullit Prime or a Prime R9 or something like that, like, do you want to play this game anymore? I would doubt it. You have to really be a hardcore or like be an esport. And like, don't get me wrong, like I'm saying this is you're watching me record a game where I played 10 games. So like this is not like the worst thing I've ever played, but it's far from good. And I just am praying, please, video game gods, rebuild this game next year, because if we have to do this again, it's at that point now where you just go, can I go through this for an entire another year? Because that is a long time. And the reality is I probably will for EA Sports FC or whatever the hell they're going to call it. You'll probably end up playing, you'll grind it out, but like it's getting very disheartening. Like I've been the biggest advocate of FIFA for a long time, even though it's fucked up and it's a terrible game and it's broken. It's still football. I love the sport, but it's hard to play this. It is really hard to play this. I do not blame anybody for quitting, because if you don't understand the mechanics like the way we talk about on this channel, man, I can understand why people would get frustrated if they didn't get like things like morale, like they didn't know what was going on and they just couldn't explain why their team is hiding and warping behind players and stuff like that. Man, it would be frustrating. This was a good example too of a guy. This dude really, really wanted it. This guy really wanted this game. I was up 2-1 against this guy, and this dude was super tryhard. This is one of those guys that abused the game tactics, and I just countered on him. I give this guy a lot of credit. I think he was using a full Liverpool team. This guy was a really good player. As you guys can see, just full court press. Like this guy's really, really trying hard. He did not want to lose this game. He paused it about 3 times. Changed all his players over, like brought in 5 subs because he went in for like, he took off some of those casual Liverpool guys like Jota and he put on like super spammy players. But like, look at how aggressive his players are, right? They're causing turnovers. I had to deal with this for basically the last 30-40 minutes of the game. Like the guy was just non-stop, like ultra aggressive. Like you can't even clear the ball properly, like see, and eventually it'll cause like a turnover. But imagine this was like a 1-goal game, right? Like you can't, that's my fault for not just hoofing the ball out, learning my lesson there. But yeah, like this game is not fun when it's this, right? Like when it's just like constant pressure, it's just mind numbing. But yeah, we ended up scoring another goal, made it 5-2. Credit to that guy. I mean, like he knew how to abuse the mechanics, but for those of you that are wondering, I only gritty when a guy's really abusing tactics. He deserves it, right? This guy deserved it. Like he was a good player, but he deserved it. Like he went full ultra high press attack pressure. I have no problem gritting. I actually don't have any problem with anybody celebrating, period. People like lose their freaking minds with celebrations. I could really care less, to be honest with you, about celebrations. They don't bother me at all. I think if it's in the game, it's in the game, which is ironic because I think that's EA Sports like slogan. If it's in the game, it's in the game. If it's in there, use it, right? Like I don't have any problem with it. Like people celebrate, but like other guys like lose their mind. I find that when I gritty, it causes one of 2 reactions. Guys stop and they pause and then they go even higher, ultra attacking, full press, like super more aggressive, or they just get mad and they rage quit. But anyway, that's going to be the end of the video, guys. Appreciate you sticking with me to the very end. Until next time, take care. Peace.